Imagine sending money to someone halfway across the world, not in 3 days, not in 3 hours, but in 3 seconds. And not for $50 in fees, but for a fraction of a cent. Sounds like a sci-fi, right? Well, that's exactly what XRP is doing right now. And whether you love crypto or you are just curious, the future of money is about to change forever. And XRP is standing at the front of that revolution. But here's the kicker. Most people have no idea it's even happening. Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, I'm Minho, and today we are diving into one of the most underrated and misunderstood players in the crypto world, XRP. What you will learn, what XRP actually is, and how it's different from Bitcoin and Ethereum, why it might become the backbone of global payments, how Ripple's partnership with banks and governments could reshape the financial world, and what all this means for you as a beginner or investor. This isn't just another crypto hype video. I wanna break this down in plain English with real-world examples, fun analogies, and absolutely no tech mumbo-jumbo. So grab a coffee, settle in, and let's explore why XRP might just be the secret weapon of the future of financial system. Okay, let's start with the basics. You probably heard the term of XRP tossed around in a crypto circus, or maybe even in the news thanks to a certain lawsuit we will talk about later. But what is XRP? Here is the simple version. XRP is a digital currency that runs on XRP Ledger, an open source blockchain designed specifically for speed and efficiency. Unlike Bitcoin, which was built for decentralization and scarcity, XRP was built for moving money fast. Think of it like this. Bitcoin is like digital gold. XRP is like the bullet train of global payments. While Bitcoin transactions can take 10 to 60 minutes and cost a few bucks in fees, XRP can move funds in 3 or 5 seconds, with fees so tiny you would barely notice. And here is the part that surprised most people. XRP isn't just being tested by random internet users. It's already being used by banks, fintechs, and even central banks in real-world scenarios. So why haven't you heard more about it? Well, that leads us to the next part of the story. Alright, here is where things get interesting. XRP is the native currency of XRP Ledger, but the company that's done most of the heavy lifting to promote and integrate it's called Ripple Labs. Now, Ripple isn't your typical crypto company. They are not trying to destroy the banking system. In fact, they are working with the system. Ripple's mission is bold, to create Internet of Value, meaning if you can send a text, photo, or email across the world instantly, why not money? Ripple's flagship product is called RippleNet, a payment network that helps financial institutions send money across borders instantly and securely. And XRP, it's a digital asset that helps make that happen, especially for countries or banks that don't have direct connections with each other. Let's say a bank in Mexico wants to send money to bank in Japan. Normally, that would take few days and a whole lot of middlemen. But with RippleNet and XRP, it could take seconds. No delays, no currency exchange headaches, no excessive fees. And the best part? Ripple has already partnered with over 300 financial institutions across the globe, from Santander to SBA to Saudi Arabian Monetary Authority. Not too shabby for a niche altcoin, right? Alright, let's talk about elephant in the room. In the late 2020, XRP was flying high. People were excited, the price was rising, and then, boom, the SEC, United States Securities and Exchange Commission, hit Ripple Labs with a massive lawsuit. The SEC claimed that XRP was being sold as an unregistered security, essentially treating it like a stock, and that Ripple had broken the law. Cue the panic. Exchanges delisted XRP, price tanked. Everyone thought it was a game over. But here's the twist. Ripple fought back. And after nearly 3 years of legal back and forth, the US court ruled in 2023 that XRP is not security when sold on public exchanges. This was a huge win, not just for Ripple, but for entire crypto industry. It gave XRP clarity. It allowed exchanges like Coinbase to relist it. And it proved that XRP wasn't going anywhere. If anything, it came out stronger and more legitimate than even before. And that legal clarity, it might just be XRP's secret weapon in getting ahead of other cryptos in regulatory race. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever tried wiring money internationally? If so, you probably waited 3 or 5 days, paid 20 or 50 bucks in fees, and had no idea where your money was during that time. The reason? The world still relies on SWIFT, a 50-year-old messaging system between banks. And let's be honest, it's slow, outdated, and about as modern as a fax machine. Now enter XRP and RippleNet. Instead of messaging back and forth and waiting for approvals, XRP can settle transactions on the spot. Actual value is transferred, not just promise. Think of the difference like this: SWIFT sending a letter by mail, XRP sending a text message. And the central banks are starting to notice. Ripple is already working with governments in Bhutan, Palau, Colombia, and more to help build central bank digital currencies using their technology. In short, XRP isn't just competing with Bitcoin or Ethereum. It's competing with the global financial system itself. And it's winning. Now I know what some of you are thinking. Okay, this all sounds amazing, but what about price? Is it too late to invest? Let's talk about numbers for a second. At the time of this recording, XRP has been hovering between $2 and $2.50. Now, here is where it gets spicy. If Ripple continues to land the new partnerships and if XRP becomes a part of the global cross-border payments, the potential upside is massive. We are not saying it will go to the moon overnight. This isn't just meme coin. But XRP has a real use case, real demand, and legal clarity, which many other coins still don't. Plus, as the global money continues to move toward instant digital transactions, XRP could ride the wave. Of course, no investments is guaranteed. But if you're looking for a crypto with utility, not just a hype, XRP is worth watching. And for beginners, you don't need to go all in. Even a small position could expose you to the upside if the adoption continues. Let me end this with a little story. Imagine this. You are buying something online. You use local currency. The merchant gets paid in theirs, and the entire transaction happens instantly. You don't know what tech made that happen, but behind the scenes, it's powered by the XRP ledger. That's Ripple's vision. To make cross-border money movement so seamless, so fast, so cheap, that you don't even realize it's happening. And that's the key. XRP doesn't need to be flashy, it just needs to work. If it becomes the plumbing of the global economy, it could become one of the most valuable pieces of infrastructure in the world. Just like how we don't think about what powers the internet, we just use it. XRP could be the engine behind trillions of dollars moving silently across the globe. Now, that's a future worth paying attention to. Let's recap what we covered. XRP is a fast, low-cost digital asset built for moving money. Ripple Labs is working with banks, governments, and institutions to integrate XRP into global finance. The SEC lawsuit was a major roadblock, but XRP came out stronger with legal clarity. XRP offers a faster, cheaper alternative to SWIFT for cross-border payments. Real-world adoption is already happening behind the scenes, and for investors, XRP is a long-term play on global finance and digital transformation. Not bad for a coin that many people wrote off just a few years ago, right? So what do you think? Could XRP become the future backbone of the financial system, or do you see another crypto taking the lead? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, smash that like button so more people can discover it. Don't forget to subscribe for more friendly beginner-focused crypto breakdowns just like this one. Thanks for spending your time with me today. See you in the next one.